As California struggles to address the state's housing crisis, special districts are literally laying the groundwork needed in the form of vital infrastructure to get more housing built and tackle the challenge head-on.
Water and wastewater services are essential to both existing and growing communities. We really wouldn't be able to accommodate new growth in our service area without continued investment and expansion of our infrastructure.
As new development comes into our district, it's critical that we meet with the developers and plan ahead for the impacts of that new development on the existing parks and recreation system.
We need our fire stations placed in areas to be able to serve a growing community in a way that we can have great response times. When 911 is called, they want us there as fast as we can possibly be there.
Infrastructure is a prerequisite for addressing California's housing needs. Without investments in infrastructure, any construction of new homes would be impossible. Residents need access to water, sewer, parks, and emergency services.
You can't build a house if you don't have electricity. You can't build a house if you don't have water. Someone's got to pay for it. One scenario is that the entire community pays for it. In terms of fairness, a lot of people would argue that's not fair because the burden is created by this new group, but it's being funded by the old group. But beyond that, there are development fees.
The only form of revenue we can receive to fund infrastructure would be development-related fees.
If we didn't have access to developmental impact fees and those monies that are set aside, we'd be forced to reduce our first responders or shift the burden to the taxpayer.
So the impact of lack of planning for parks when communities are developing most affects those in disadvantaged communities where the resources aren't there already.
Development-related fees pay for the cost to install infrastructure necessary to build new homes and other development in livable, equitable, and affordable communities. They're widely recognized as the fairest option, as restricting these fees would shift the burden onto the backs of current residents already struggling with the rising costs of living.
We believe that growth should pay for growth because our existing customers should not be burdened with the responsibility of accommodating new development.
Voters agree. In a statewide survey conducted by the California Special Districts Association, California voters were asked who should pay for the cost of infrastructure needed for new housing developments. 74% of voters, representing all sides of the political spectrum, said it should be developers.
Without developer fees, it's likely that we would either not have parks or it would be up to the existing residents to pay the way for the new residents to have those facilities through additional taxation and/or bond measures.
Without new development fees, we would not be able to accommodate the infrastructure needed to support the growth in the area.
Without the use and set aside for developmental impact fees for building infrastructure, building new fire stations, our community members, both present and the community members that are joining us, would suffer. We want to do everything we can to be able to meet their need in the most expedient time fashion that we can. We just want to be there for our community member when they need it the most.
The infrastructure and essential services that special districts provide make new housing and economic development possible. Fire protection, water, sewer, flood protection, libraries, parks, and open space are all essential needs. Defunding these services would defund the very foundation of new homes and growing communities. And shifting even more of the cost for infrastructure onto residents would defeat the goal of making housing more affordable. California's housing future will rely upon careful planning, support for efficient and effective local services, and protection of the infrastructure that is fundamental to our homes, our lives, and our communities.